and plants, and disease causing microorganism in animals. So this is a table of human disease and the mode of transmission and their preventive measure. So these are the diseases: tuberculosis, measles, chickenpox, polio, and the cause of bacteria and virus. And what is the mode of transmission? Air and water and contact. And diseases are cholera and typhoid. And main microorganism is bacteria, which causes cholera and typhoid. And mode of transmission is water and food. And this is the disease hepatitis A, and this is caused by virus. And what is the mode of transmission? Water. And malaria is a disease caused by protozoa, and mosquito is the mode of transmission. So these are the diseases and their mode of transmission. You have to learn all these microorganisms and diseases due to these microorganisms and the mode of transmission of this disease and their preventive measures. And so some of the common disease affecting humans, their mode of transmission and few general methods of prevention are shown in the table 2.1. So this is the common disease of human beings, and how these disease spread, and how can we prevent from these disease. You have to learn all this material from the table 2.1. Next topic is disease causing microorganism in animals. So there are some microorganisms which are harmful for the animals and as well as for the plants. So there are some microorganisms which create disease in the animals. Several microorganisms not only cause disease in humans and plants, but also in other animals. So microorganisms create disease in the plant as well as in the human being, also in the other animal. So this is a anthrax is a dangerous disease of human and cattle, and this is caused by bacteria. And second disease is foot and mouth disease, and this of cattle, and this is caused by the virus. So what is the disease causing microorganism in animal? So there are some microorganisms which create diseases in animals, and these are the two example. First example is that anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease, and this is caused by bacteria. So anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease, and this is caused by bacteria. And second is foot and mouth disease of cattle, and this is caused by virus. So you have to learn diseases due to the microorganism in the animals. There are two diseases, anthrax, and second is foot and mouth disease. Anthrax and foot disease of human and cattle disease, and this is due to a bacterium. And foot and mouth disease is of cattle, and it is caused by viruses. So this is the topic, disease causing microorganism in animals. So and there are types of diseases due to microorganism and animals. First one is anthrax, and second is foot and mouth. So there are two diseases. First is anthrax, and second is foot and mouth. Anthrax is due to bacteria, and foot and mouth is disease due to the virus. Anthrax is a disease due to the bacterium, and foot and mouth is disease caused due to a virus. So anthrax is a disease due to human and cattle disease, and this is caused by bacteria. And foot and mouth disease is also of cattle. So anthrax and foot and mouth diseases of cattle is due to foot and mouth diseases is due to the virus, and anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease, and this is caused by a bacteria. So these are the different type of disease due to the microorganism in microorganism, and this disease is in animals. And another is a disease causing microorganism in plant. So there are some microorganisms which create disease in plants. Several microorganisms cause disease in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple, and others. The disease reduce the yield of crop. See table 2.2. For some such plant disease, they can be controlled by the use of certain chemical which kill the microbes. So these are the plant disease, and this is due to the different kinds of microorganism. First disease is citrus canker, and second is rust of wheat, and third is yellow vein. And this is citrus canker is due to the bacteria, and rust of wheat is due to the fungi, and yellow vein is due to the virus, and these spreads from air or seeds or insects. So these are the various plant disease due to the microorganism. So these are the different kinds of disease due to the microorganism and plants. So microorganisms create disease in plants as well as in the animals. So in the animals, there are two type of disease. First is anthrax, and second is foot and mouth disease. First is anthrax. It is due to the bacteria, and foot and mouth disease is due to the virus. And anthrax is a disease in the human and cattle disease, and foot and mouth disease is also a disease of cattle. And next is, what are the diseases causing microorganism in the plants? So there are several microorganisms which cause disease in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple, and others. So these are the different kinds of microorganisms which cause disease in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple, and others. So there are some microorganisms which cause disease in the various plants, just like sugarcane, just like in rice, just like in potato. So because of these disease, the plant growth is stopped, and so there are some diseases in plants due to the microorganism. First is citrus canker, and second is rust of wheat, and this third is yellow vein. Citrus canker is a plant disease due to the bacteria microorganism, and rust of wheat is a disease due to the fungi, and yellow vein is due to the microorganism virus. And what are the mode of transmission? Air and insects and seeds. Air, seeds, and insects are mode of transmission due to in the citrus canker, rust of wheat, and in yellow vein. So these are the disease causing microorganism in plants. Because of these diseases, this disease prevent the growth of plants, prevent the growth of plant, and these can be controlled with the help of chemicals. And these chemical killed these microorganisms just like bacteria, fungi, and virus. So there are some microorganisms which creates disease in animals as well as in plants. In plants, there are disease. First is anthrax, and second is foot and mouth disease. Anthrax is due to the bacteria, and foot and mouth is due to the virus. And it is a cattle disease. Both diseases are of cattle disease. And next is disease causing microorganism in plants. So there are some microorganisms which creates disease in the plants. And because of these disease, the plant growth is stopped. So there are three types of diseases. First is citrus canker, and second is rust of wheat, and third is yellow vein, and this is due to the bacteria, fungi, and virus, and this spreads from air, seeds, or insects. How can we prevent these plant disease? These can be cured by the certain chemicals This certain chemical kills the microorganism and thus prevent the plant from these diseases. Next topic is food poisoning. Bhujo was invited by his friend to a party and he ate a variety of food stuff. On reaching home, he started vomiting and had to be taken to a hospital. The doctor said that these conditions could be due to the food poisoning. So what do we mean by food poisoning? Bhujo, uh, Bhujo goes to his friend's party and then he ate variety of foods, and after eating these foods he started vomiting. And when he started vomiting, one of his friend had to be taken to a hospital, and the hospital doctor said that this condition is due to the food poisoning. And so what do we mean by food poisoning? How food can be poisoned? Food is very useful for us for giving energy, and how it can be poisoned? Poisoning could be due to the consumption of food spoiled by some microorganism. Microorganisms that grow on our food sometimes produce toxic substance, and these make the food poisonous, causing serious illness and even death. So it is very important that we preserve food to prevent it being spoiled. So in the party, there was some food which was very bad, and and was full of microorganisms, because some microorganisms spoil the food. And when food are not preserved, then the microorganisms spoil the food, and when we eat these type of food, and these type of food create poison in our stomach. So this is food poisoning. So what do we mean by food poisoning? When we eat, when we eat, my food, unhealthy food, and these unhealthy foods create poison in our stomach, and this is called food poisoning. So Pujo ate the food spoiled by some microorganism. So this is called food poisoning. Pujo goes to a friend's party, and then there he ate a variety of food, and after eating food he started vomiting, and then he started vomiting, then his condition was very bad. And then goes to his one of his friend one of his friend uh, what do you mean by food poisoning? Bhujo was invited by his friend to a party, and then he ate a variety of food. When he ate variety of food, then the condition of Bhujo was very critical, and one of his friend he has to taken to the hospital. Then in the hospital, doctor said that the condition is due to the food poisoning. How food can be poison? But food is healthy for us, but how food can be poison? If it is spoiled by microorganism, and when we eat unhealthy food, then this creates poison in our stomach, and this is called food poisoning. And this creates very illness for our body, and sometimes even death may be occur due to the food poisoning. So we must eat only healthy food, and we have to prevent to being spoiled by the microorganism. So we eat only healthy food, and we should not eat unhealthy food. And food must be preserved, and it is not being spoiled by the microorganism. When we eat unhealthy food, this can create poison in our stomach, and these can create serious illness, and sometimes even death may be occurred due to the food poisoning. And next is, what do we mean by food preservation? So in chapter 1, we have learnt about the method used to preserve and store food grains. In chapter 1, we learnt about the agriculture practices and how can we store food grains in the granaries and in the tankers. In chapter 1, we have studied about the agriculture practices and how can we store these food in tanks or another items. How do we preserve cooked food at home? You must know that the bread left unused under moist condition is attacked by fungus. As we know, as we know, how can we preserve cooked food at home? We have seen bread when it is caused by the fungus, it is almost destroyed, and microorganism almost spoiled our food. Spoiled food creates smell and has a bad taste and change color. Is spoiling of food a chemical reaction? Yes. When we see a bread, and sometimes it is caused due to the microorganism and it is completely destroyed and it is attacked by the fungus, and had a very bad smell, and its bread color is almost changed, and it is due to the microorganism, and it is due to the fungus, and it is a chemical reaction. Paheli bought some mangoes, but she could not eat them for a few days. Later, she had found that they were being spoiled and rotten, but she knows that the mango pickle her grandmother makes does not spoil for a long time. She is confused. Paheli goes to a market and then he bought some mangoes, but he didn't eat mangoes for 1 week or 2 weeks. After 1 or 2 weeks, she found that some mangoes are being spoiled, and it is converted into another substance, and it is caused by the microorganism, and it is completely destroyed. But she thought that the mango pickles and pickles her grandmother makes does not spoil. Why it does not spoil? Mango spoil, but a mango pickle does not spoil. So she was very confused, and she wanted to answer of this question. Why mango is being spoiled, but mango pickle does not spoil. So let us study the common methods. So there are some common methods to preserve food in our homes. So these are the methods. How can we preserve our food? First method is chemical method, and second is preservation by common salt, and third one is preservation by sugar, and fourth one is preservation by oil and vinegar, and fifth is hot and cold treatments. So these are the various methods for preserving food. So these are the various methods of preserving food. So what are preservatives? Salt and edible oils are the common chemical generally used for check the growth of microorganisms. Therefore, they are called preservative. We add salt or acid preservative to pickles to prevent the attack of microorganisms. As we have seen, when we make pickles, we add some salt and then we will add some oil and then we add some acid to prevent the pickles from being spoiled and from the attack of microorganism. So these are the chemicals that prevent the growth of that stop the growth of microorganism. So that what are preservatives? The chemicals used to stop the growth of microorganism are called preservative. So what are preservative? The chemicals that are used to stop the growth of microorganism are called preservative. So what are preservative? The chemical used to the chemical used to stop the growth of microorganism are called preservative. And what are the example of preservative? Salt, edible oil, acid. These are the common preservative, and these are added in the pickles such that they can be preserved from the attack of microorganism. And there are also some common preservative, just like sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite. These are the common preservative. So they are used in jams and squashes to check their spoilage. So these are the chemical methods. Salt and edible oils are the common chemicals. They are generally used to check the growth of microorganisms. So these are called preservative. So sometimes we add salt or acid preservative to in the pickles to prevent the attack of microorganism, and sometimes we add salt, acid, or oil in the pickle such that it can be preserved for a longer time. Or there are also some common preservatives, sodium benzoate and sodium metasulfite, and they where they are used in the jams such that they can be used for a longer time. So these are the common preservatives: salt, edible oil, and acid, and sodium benzoate, and meta disulfide. These are the common preservatives, and these are used in the jams and squashes to check their spoilage. So what are the chemical methods? Salt and edible oil are the common chemicals generally used to check the growth of microorganisms, and they are called preservative. And when we add salt or acid preservative in the pickles to prevent the attack of microbes. And sodium benzoate is also a preservative, and sodium metasulfite is also a preservative, and they are used in jams such that jam can be used for a longer time. So what are the methods for what are the method for preservation food? First is chemical method, and second is preservation by common salt. Third is preservation by sugar, and fourth is preservation by oil and vinegar. And next is hot and cold treatments. So these are the various methods of preserving food. What do you mean by preservative? The chemical used for for stopping the growth of microorganism. Chemical used for stopping the growth of microorganism are called preservative. And what are preservatives? Salt, acid, sodium benzoate, and sodium metasulfides are common preservative for these are the common preservative for the these are the common preservative to prevent the attack of microorganism. And why we add salt? Next question arises: why we add salt or acid or edible oil in the pickles, such that they can be used for a longer time and they prevent the attack of microorganism. So they prevent the attack of microorganisms such that they can be used for a longer time. And what are the other preservatives? Sodium benzoate and sodium metasulfide, and these are the common preservative. And in which material they are used? They are used in jams and squashes, and such that they can be used for a longer time, and they can be avoided in the on the microorganism. Next is, what do we mean by preservation by common salt? Common salt has been used to preserve meat and fish for ages. Meat and fish has covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria, and salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mango, tamarind, etc. So what are the preservation by common salt? Common salt is a material used to preserve meat and fish for the ages, and meat and fish are covered with the salt such that bacteria cannot grow on this material. And what are the other methods? Salting is also used to preserve amla, romango, and tamarind. These are the preservation by common salt. So the what are the preservation by common salt? We add some salt in the meat and fish such that meat and fish can be used for a longer time and they can be preserved. So these are covered with the dry salt such that bacteria cannot develop on these material, meat and fish. So salting is the best method to preserve amla, such that raw mangoes and tamarind. So we can preserve food by common salt. So how can we preserve which material are used, which material are prevented by common salt? First is meat, second is fish, and third is amla, and fourth is raw mangoes, and fifth is tamarind. So what are the material prevented by the common salt? So these are the material: meat, fish, amla, raw mangoes, tamarind. These are the material prevented by the common salt. So what are the prevention by sugar? Jams, jellies, squashes are preserved by the sugar. Sugar reduces the moisture content, which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil food. So what are the preservation by sugar? So jam, jelly, squashes are preserved by the sugar. Sugar reduces the moisture content, which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil food. So these are the preservation by the sugar: jam, jelly, and squashes. These are the materials. These are preserved by the sugar. As we know, sugar reduces the moisture content, and these then inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil food. So in the jam we use sugar. In the jellies we also use sugar to prevent the prevent it from the microorganism. As we know, sugar reduces the moisture content, so such that bacteria cannot dwell on this. And so these what are the material which are prevented by the sugar? Jams, jellies, and squashes. And these are the material preserved by the sugar. How can it preserve? And so because sugar reduces the moisture content, and because of these content, they prevent the growth of bacteria, and food can be used for a longer time. So these are the preservation by sugar. Next is preservation by oil and vinegar. As we know, oil and vinegar are the material used to prevent food, and oil is used in pickles, and vinegar is also used in pickles because bacteria cannot live in such an environment. Vegetable, fruits, fish, and meat are often preserved by this method. So how can we preserve these materials, oil and vinegar? Because when we use oil and vinegar, these are the material, this prevent spoilage of pickles, because bacteria cannot develop in the oil and vinegar. And so these are the best method of preservation. Using of oil and vinegar prevent the spoilage of pickle from the microorganism. And vegetable is also preserved by this method, and fish is also preserved by this method, and meat is also preserved by this method. So these are the material which are preserved by oil and vinegar. So these are the methods for preservation. First is chemical method, and second is preservation by common salt. Next is preservation by sugar, and next is preservation by oil and vinegar. And next method is heat and cold treatments. As we know, we boil milk, and after boiling milk, it is stored, and then it is stored and used. Boiling kills many microorganisms, because as we know, when we boil food, when we boil milk, and because of boiling, it kills many microorganisms. And similarly, we keep our food in the refrigerator. Low temperature inhibits the growth of microorganisms. So what are hot and what are cold methods? In cold method, suppose the example of eating milk. When we take milk, and when we take milk, and after boiling the milk, it kills the microorganism. This is the hot method. And what is more cold method? When we take food after eating food, and the remaining food kept in the refrigerator, and because of these, when we kept this food in the refrigerator, these can be used for a longer time. And this is the cold treatment. So by hot treatment and by cold treatment, we can preserve food. Why does the milk that comes in packets not spoil? My mother told me that the milk is pasteurized. As we know, we use milk in the packets and it does not spoil for longer time. It can be used for for many days. Why it can be used for many days? Because in the packets milk is pasteurized. And this what do you mean by pasteurization? And pasteurization phenomena is discovered by Louis Pasteur. And what do you mean by pasteurization? When milk is heated to about 70 degree for 15 to 30 seconds, and suddenly then they are chilled and then stored. By by this phenomena, they prevent the growth of microorganisms, and these were discovered by the Louis Pasteur. And this phenomena is called pasteurization. So what do I mean by pasteurization? When we boil milk for about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds, and then suddenly chilled, and then suddenly stored. And by doing this, it prevents the growth of microorganism. And this was discovered by the Louis Pasteur, and it is also called pasteurization. So what do I mean by pasteurization? When we boil milk for when we boil milk and when we boil milk for about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds, and then after boiling milk to 15 to 30 seconds for 70 degrees Celsius, then suddenly they are chilled and then stored. Then by this method, they prevent the growth of microorganism, and this method is called pasteurization. So what do we mean by pasteurization? When milk is heated at higher temperature and then suddenly chilled and then stored. And this is phenomena is called pasteurization. By this phenomena, milk is safe from the microorganism. So in the packets, we use pasteurization milk such that it can be used for a longer time. So what do we mean by pasteurization? When milk is heated at higher temperature and then it is suddenly chilled and then it is stored. Then this phenomena is called pasteurization. And who discovered the phenomena pasteurization? And how in the milk in the packets which material we used? This process is discovered by Louis Pasteur, and this phenomena is called pasteurization. And in the milk that comes in packets does not spoil, and we use pasteurization milk. And next is storage and packing. These days, dry fruits and even vegetables are sold in the sealed airtight package to prevent the attack of microorganisms. So how can we use storage and packings? As we know, dry fruits are packed in the sealed airtight packets. And because of these airtight sealed packets, this prevent the attack of microorganisms. And these are the various methods. First method is, what are the various methods of food preservation? First is chemical method, and second is preservation by common salt, and third is preservation by sugar, and fourth is preservation by oil and vinegar. Next is hot and cold treatment, and next is storage and packing. These are the various methods of preservating food. And next topic is nitrogen fixation. And what are the diagram of nitrogen cycle? And you have learned about the bacterium rhizobium in class 6 and 7. As we know, rhizobium is the bacteria that converts atmospheric nitrogen that is involved in the nitrogen, and it is found in the leguminous plant. So rhizobium is a bacteria found in the leguminous plants. As we know, in the leguminous plants, on the roots, there is a bacteria rhizobium which lives in the root, and it is present in the beans as well as in the peas. And sometimes nitrogen gets fixed through the action of lightning, but you may know that the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere remain constant You may wonder how, let us understand. As we know, Rhizobium is a bacteria found in the leguminous plants. As we have studied in class 6, Rhizobium is a bacteria found in the leguminous plants, and because of these bacteria, the these maintains the nitrogen, and it is found in the beans and peas. And how, but the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere remain constant, and how it remain constant, which we studied in the nitrogen cycle. So this is the leguminous plant, and these bacteria is found in the leguminous plant, and next is nitrogen cycle. As we know, in our atmosphere there is a 78% nitrogen gas, and it is also essential for all living organisms, and it is also part of nucleic acid, and it is also part of vitamins. So in our environment there is a 78% nitrogen gas. Nitrogen cannot be taken directly by plants and animals. Certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in the soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert into compounds of nitrogen. As we have known, in our atmosphere, 78% nitrogen is present, but it is cannot be directly used by plants and animals. There are some bacteria and there are certain bacteria present in the roots of the plants which converts all nitrogen into the compound of nitrogen, and then it is converted into the nitrogen compound, then it is used by the plants, and nitrogen is then used for the plant growth and for other purposes. And then when plants and animal die, bacteria and fungi present in the soil convert the nitrogen compost into nitrogen compounds. Firstly, as we know, in our environment, there is a 78% nitrogen, and this nitrogen is being used by the directly used by the plants and animals. As we know, in the plants, on the roots of leguminous plant, there is a bacteria which converts all the atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogen compound. Then this nitrogen compound is being used by the plants, and then this is used in the plant growth. And next, how animals use these nitrogen. Animals feeding on the when animal eat these type of plant, then animal also get these nitrogen compound. And when animal use this plant, then animal take also nitrogen compound. So animal as well as plant consume atmospheric nitrogen. When plant dies and when animal dies, and when plants and animal dies, then all the nitrogen all the nitrogen waste is converted into the nitrogen compound, and it is converted by the bacteria and fungi. And so these nitrogen compound is converted into the is again used by the plants again. Certain other bacteria convert some part of them to nitrogen gas, which goes back into the atmosphere. So there are some bacteria present in the soil which convert uh, into the nitrogen gas, and these nitrogen gas goes into the atmosphere. So the amount of nitrogen balance in the atmosphere in this way. So this is the nitrogen cycle, and this is the nitrogen